When 50-year-old Randy Cooke was diagnosed with idiopathic pulmonary fibrosis, he admits he wasn't that surprised. Just a few years earlier, his mother died from the same lung disease.
She actually came down here and got evaluated for a transplant and chose not to do it. I wish I would have known then what I know now, and I'd have tried to talk her into it.
Randy's only chance for survival was a double lung transplant, and he vowed not to let the disease devastate his family once again.
I wasn't going to let that do to my wife and my kids what I watched it do to the rest of us.
His pulmonary specialist is Washington University physician Dr. Ramsey Hashem.
And that's a very aggressive lung disease that results in lung failure. So it is a serious lung disease and often fatal for many patients.
Randy told his doctor at home that he wanted to go to Barnes Jewish Hospital, and within the month, his evaluation process was underway.
My only hope was a transplant. There was no other way. That I knew this disease was incurable. So when I came here, I knew there was going to be some testing, but I had no idea what I was getting into. I mean, they tested everything. It was about a week of tests of being here, and then it was just wait.
That wait lasted 2.5 years before Randy received his new lungs.
And every time the phone would ring and I'd look at the phone and it would be 314 number, I'm like, this is the call? No, it'd be coordinator Messina or one of the doctors or something calling to check on something.
Finally, Randy got the call. His new lungs were waiting for him, and he raced to the hospital.
I walked into that room and I thought, wow, this is it. You know, not knowing what to expect, but knowing that there's a light at the end of the tunnel no matter what.
Doctors told Randy to expect to stay in the hospital about a month, but he went home less than 2 weeks after getting out of ICU. Randy says there was one nurse he will never forget and who he credits for helping him turn the corner.
And I was breathing really fast, really hard, trying to catch my breath. And I had a nurse lean over me and looked at me and said, Randy, all you got to do is slow down. And I went, wow, I can breathe on my own. And to this day, I'll still remember that. That's what got me headed in the right direction.
He was sick going into the operation and had a slow recovery in the first few days, and so we expected a longer hospitalization after his transplant, but he made a rapid recovery when things really began to line up, and he was out quick.
Randy is now back to doing the things he loves, like hunting and spending quality time with his family. He says he wouldn't go anywhere else.
Pre-transplant, post-transplant, during the transplant. I mean, for Marlene, for the kids, they did everything that they needed them to do. They were really, really good about communication with us. It made a really bad experience really good. That's the best way to put it.